Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Kai and I'm back again this time to give you another Hunter x Hunter video. Yes, it has been a while since I've done a Hunter x Hunter video. The last two videos I've done was one on Chrollo and one on my top 10 favourite characters of Hunter x Hunter. But this time, as you can tell by the title, I want to talk about why Hunter x Hunter, in my eyes, as many others, whether it would be your favourite series or whether it's not. I've even spoken to a few people that have said that even though one Piece or Naruto, Bleach, Jujutsu Kaisen or My Hero Academia, Haikyuu for example, they might be their favourite series, but a lot of them have said that Hunter x Hunter is a masterpiece. And you know what? I have to agree. From everything that goes on with it, like the intricate plot, like the characters that are in that, like you've got Gon, Killua, Leorio, Kurapika, Hisoka, you've got the Phantom Troop. You had the Chimera Ant arc, all these different arcs, and just the way that Togashi works with Hunter x Hunter. And I know the guy takes hiatuses, and I've even said this myself. Even Tekken said this as well, because I actually asked him, and I believe this was actually in a stream that we did together, and I believe I said that if Hunter x Hunter was continuous like every single week, like it didn't have any hiatuses, I said I think it would be rivaling One Piece. And guys, look, I love One Piece with all of my heart. It will always be my all-time favourite series. And if you disagree, you know what? That's fine. That's your opinion. I'm not going to challenge you. But for me, and even Tekken said this as well, it probably would. Where would it have been today? That's the thing. I guess that's also another point that I wanted to talk about within this. So why it's a masterpiece and where could it have been if it had carried on weekly. So let's actually start with point one. So why do I think that it is a masterpiece? Every single arc that I've read or watched, because I rewatched it with my missus because she'd never seen Hunter x Hunter, and so I decided to show her it, and just rewatching it I'm thinking, Hunter x Hunter doesn't have a bad arc whatsoever. Like, there's not one arc, like, it might not be a 10 out of 10. I know I'm calling this series a masterpiece, but it might not be a 10 out of 10. But when you look at everything together, it just flows and fits so well together. Togashi's just great with that. Like, he is definitely one of the top mangaka. Obviously, he had Yu Hakusho for a reason. And considering where he is in his like legendary status, if this was any other mangaka, it wouldn't have been carrying on. But I think because it's Togashi, because Shueisha actually know that Hunter x Hunter does so well, that's why they allow Togashi to do what he needs to do. And obviously we're on the longest hiatus as I'm currently speaking right now. But it has been a while, and I'm hoping Togashi does come back, because everything that man does, a lot of people criticise, his drawings, his artwork and everything like that because he likes to do it on his own. But there are panels that are gorgeous that he does. Like, I remember, it was like the Dark Continent, this amazing, like, if you know what I'm talking about, like, just this amazing artwork. I'm thinking, wow, like, he can actually pull off this stuff, and I knew he could. And that's not to say that I don't like his artwork. I do like his artwork, because that man can pull off a lot of good stuff. Sometimes it looks a bit iffy, but every mangaka goes through that. A lot of people are not perfect, like every single chapter. I can name one in One Piece when Straw Hats got their outfits that Kinemon gave them, not the first time round, but the second time when they got to Onigashima. Nami's eye looked a little bit off. It happens, like her eye looks a little bit down. I've seen it in Naruto where like the facial structures are a little bit off. Like, we all know, like, if you're a Naruto fan, that Kishimoto's never been able to draw women that good. He got better at it as time went along, but at the start he was just like that was him. And then you got Kubo. Kubo's very good. Like, there's been moments where I've kind of been a bit like, it didn't look that great, but when that man delivers, he delivers. Like, everyone criticises him for his backgrounds. There you go, like the backgrounds, or the time when he had Toshiro's, like, I think it was his sheath that was missing, and it was only like one part of a sword. So, yeah, no, everyone's got their faults. So at the end of the day, like, as much as you can criticise Togashi for his artwork, at least the man delivers with his storytelling. You can call it like a big-ass book like Harry Potter, but do you know what? Every time that Togashi write something that will come out of like Kurapika's voice, or like one of the other characters like Serendich, or even Beyond Netero, all of this stuff, it just draws you in. Like, okay, it's long, but you're just so into it. You're like, oh my god, what am I reading here? Like, this is amazing. I know it's just words, but it's like you feel those words and you feel that emotion. Like, it's like you're there with the character and you're just picking up on that person's emotion. You can see it from the faces, and that's what I love about all the different mangaka, like Oda and everything. And Oda is still top one for me. Like, he's always going to be my favourite. One thing I do love about Oda is you can just see the raw emotion with the characters. But with Togashi, man, oh man, that guy just knows what to do. He knows what to do with his stories. He's just fantastic. And then when you look at all the characters, this is another thing I've noticed that Togashi is not afraid to do. When you look at a lot of other generic shonen series, I'm not saying that Hunter x Hunter is not generic. Don't take that the wrong way. But when you look at series like One Piece, Dragon Ball, Bleach, and Attack on Titan, and all that, a lot of the mangaka like stay centered around the main character. So whether it be Luffy, whether it be Naruto, Ichigo, Goku, they don't usually tend to stray away from the main character too much. But when people do, One Piece for example, when you see the Reverie arc, no Straw Hats whatsoever, and people loved it. People said the Reverie was a 10 out of 10, and it was. It was a 10 out of 10. Anime kind of messed it up a little bit. I kind of sacrificed that. But you know what? If you read it in the manga, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And there was no Luffy. There was no Straw Hats in sight at all. And then when you look at Hunter x Hunter, you look at what's going on now. Kurapika is the main character of the Dark Continent arc and the Succession arc. Like, that is, he's the main centre. We've seen, like, just one little glimpse of Gon. That's it. And Gon's the main character of Hunter x Hunter. But it's just so good how he can just pull away from the main characters and go to these separate characters and just pour, like, pure emotion out of everyone. Killua, when he went up against Palm, dude was crying. The boy was literally crying. And that's why I say that he is Hunter x Hunter. Though Gon is the main character, for me, Killua is the main guy. Like, he is the Hunter x Hunter. Like, if you ask anyone, like, Killua is usually, like, everyone's favourite, or Hisoka. They're usually, like, the main two that everyone goes to. For me, it's Killua. You look at that kid. He went through torture. There was loads of violence, murder, everything you could think of that could corrupt a young child's mind. And then everyone would sort of think, oh, you're kind of like the sort of Sasuke vibe, but it's more like Kurapika. That's where the Sasuke vibe comes into it, because the stuff and the clan and that. But when you look at Killua, you sort of think, oh, he's the best friend. Is he going to be like a Vegeta, or is he going to be like a Sasuke, or is he going to be like a Zoro? Nah, that's what I love about Oda and Togashi. And I think that's why they're my top two, like, mangaka, is because when you look at Zoro, Zoro's there to be with Luffy. He's there to serve under his captain and will do whatever he wants to do to fulfill his dream. Killua just wanted a friend. Just see the different side to what he's so used to seeing at home. It just goes to show the kindness within Killua's heart. So Killua for me is great. And I think if we had an arc on him, when I say like an arc, like what we're getting now, let's see what Killua's up to. I can't wait till we get to see him again. Even Leorio, I know we're seeing bits of Leorio like within this arc because, you know, both him and Kurapika being like part of the 13th chairman. But I want to see more. I want to see more of Leorio. I want to see if Gon's going to get his Nen back. I won't care if he didn't. I think he will. But I want to see more of Jean. I want to see more of like him and Pariston. It just keeps you in that mindset of like, I want more, I want more. And this is why people just keep wanting more Hunter x Hunter. It's like, Togashi, come back. And I'm saying, yeah, Togashi, come back. Because you've got such a solid and strong fan base. Hello. And like one of my guys on Twitter, Elijah, there's so many people that just love this series because it's so great. And we're getting impatient, but we know that Togashi will come back eventually. And it's going to be amazing when he does. I'm so excited and I can't wait for him to come back. And so basically, just to sum up the first part, when you look at every single arc is so great because it's so different. It doesn't stick to you like your happiness. Hunter x Hunter, it makes you think, oh, it's all a happy-go anime, or it's all a happy-go series. Killua rips out freaking Jonas Heart. Difference between 1999 and the 2011 version. Killua in the 2011 version puts it in his hand, and the 1999 version he crushes it. And you see everything else that goes on. The music, like the aesthetic of the music, and just like everything that surrounds Hunter x Hunter is just so phenomenal. And Togashi's just a great writer. There is no bad arc of Hunter x Hunter. You can have your least favourite to your favourite. So I can watch those arcs over and over and over again and just not get bored. Like, Togashi is a A-star writer alongside Oda. Definitely the two best mangaka in manga history. And of course you got the god, which is Akira Toriyama. But that's just Akira Toriyama. So the second point that I wanted to touch on is, where would it be if it was weekly? If it was still going on, there was no hiatuses. I think it would be One Piece's rival. And I think Oda would benefit from that so much. I'm not saying that Oda slacks. There has been times where I've criticised Oda for his pacing, like especially Whole Cake Island, you know, with the Sanji stuff. Is I'm going to bake the cake, I'm going to bake the cake continuously, and they're running through the seducing woods. Even the stuff with Cracker. There's been times where Oda's been a bit, he's slacked a little bit. He, for the majority of the most part, does really, really well, and he does pick up. Like, you think all the way back to the pre-time skip with like Marineford and Impel Down and Enies Lobby. I think Oda kind of lost that a little bit because, you know, Bleach is finished, Naruto's finished, and that was like his other two rivals. Like, they are the big three for a reason. But if Hunter x Hunter had kept going, would Naruto be part of the big three? Would One Piece be part of the big three? Would Bleach be part of the big three? I think definitely One Piece, because there's stuff that I've seen just after going through some of the Shonen Jump cover magazines. You can see Hunter x Hunter was being pushed like hard, like real hard, before Naruto came into it. So could it have been One Piece, Hunter x Hunter and Bleach? Or could it have been One Piece, Naruto and Hunter x Hunter? Or could it have been Naruto, Hunter x Hunter and Bleach? Who knows? But the reason I'm saying it would rival One Piece is because I think that both Togashi and Oda, they'd be looking at each other like, right, well, he's done this better than me and he's done that better. I'm not saying they'd want to sort of like outdo each other, but we all know it. We all know when we look at other YouTubers, whether it's your actual, like, you know, your job that you go out to do or whatever, if you see someone's going for a position and you want that position, you know, you're going to want that rivalry. You're going to be like, oh, I'm going to do this better than you. And you're going to be like, oh, no, I'm going to do this better than you. That kind of thing. It'll be like a friendly competition unless you just don't like the person. But Togashi and Oda, as far as I know, they're fine. But I think they'd be like, oh, yeah, you did that better than me. People be like, oh, you're going to do this better than me. Well, I'm going to do it better than you. So that is a big thing that I think will go on. I think it'd be fun. I think that it would be great competition for the both of them. And I think that both would push each other so much. They would push each other so hard that they'd be like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to do this. Oh, with Gon and Kilo. Oh, I'm going to do this with Luffy and Zoro. So I do think it'd rival because, like I said with the first point, every single arc in Hunter x Hunter is like top tier. I can't fault one arc. Maybe there is a couple of points I could be like, oh, you know, Togashi could have done, you know, better. And there's been times where I'm thinking, yeah, okay, Togashi, like with the latest arc, he does, you know, write in a lot. There's a lot of stuff that you have to take in with Hunter x Hunter. Like, you know, it's like reading a book, like a novel. It really is, but you take so much of it in. But you think, oh, could he just sort of, you know, cut it down a little bit? And he could. But it's the fact that people are like myself that are so invested in Hunter x Hunter that you just can't take your eyes away from it. And that's why it's so different. And I think that's why Oda sits at the top of where he is, because his story is just so different. Like, you've got these characters, like these funky looking characters that Oda draws, and they're fantastic. The world building in One Piece is amazing. It's the best I've seen. And I think Togashi could also do some amazing world building. There's been some amazing world building and lots of stories, but nothing compares to either of One Piece or Hunter x Hunter in my eyes. Of course, you guys have got your own opinions with the series that you love, but at the end of the day, they're both so amazing. But with Hunter x Hunter, he just does it so well. He just does it so well that I think it'd be such a big uproar. I think we'd see a lot more merchandise. I think we'd have movies in the cinema. I don't know, would Togashi have finished Hunter x Hunter by now? That's one question we'll never know. I think is a possibility he might have, but then could you imagine if they were both still going? Like, wow. Just wow. Just like going like head to head. Just, it'd be such a great read every single week. We'd get a Hunter x Hunter chapter every week. We'd get a One Piece chapter every week. We get to see what Oda's cooking up, what Togashi's cooking up. And just with the way that Togashi writes his stuff, like, I have not really seen anyone say anything bad about Hunter x Hunter. I've seen a few people say, oh, you know, mid-X-mid or mid-mid, or that it's not that good. For the most part, I've seen people say that, and as I said, this is fans from other series saying that it would rival for the top spot. It probably could take the top spot. Can you imagine if Hunter x Hunter was #1 and One Piece was second or something like that? I would be cool with it, as much as I want One Piece to win every single year, like I always do. I think it'll always be the greatest series of all time. Like, One Piece is the GOAT, but Hunter x Hunter is a masterpiece. And that's the way I'm going to keep it. That's just me. And I hope, obviously, you guys watching, because obviously I know my fan base is predominantly One Piece, but I don't want you guys to think the wrong thing and me saying that Hunter x Hunter is better. But I do think Hunter x Hunter is right up there. It is my second favourite series. But you know what? In a way, I'm hoping that if you are a One Piece fan, you haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, or if you're just tuning from like a different series and you've never, you know, witnessed Hunter x Hunter, or if you're a Hunter x Hunter fan and you're hearing all this stuff about One Piece, I hope that this actually gives you the incentive to actually check out either Hunter x Hunter or One Piece, because they're both so amazing in their own way. Like, they're so different, both of them. I can't really say that Bleach is nothing like One Piece. Naruto is nothing like Hunter x Hunter. Oh, I should probably change that around, actually. Yeah, Bleach is nothing like Hunter x Hunter. Naruto is nothing like One Piece, or vice versa. You know what, it's quite weird. I feel it's more of a comparison than talking about Hunter x Hunter, but it's mainly more predominantly Hunter x Hunter, apart from the second part. So overall, guys, yeah, I loved doing this video. This was actually a really fun video to do. Like, I've been looking forward to doing another Hunter x Hunter video, and I think that this is another good one to actually start off with. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys anything I had to say and you enjoyed my Hunter x Hunter video, please give it a big fat that thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments below, do you think Hunter x Hunter is a masterpiece or has the potential to become a masterpiece? Do you think if it was still ongoing that it could rival being on the #1 spot? Make sure to hit the subscribe button, that'd be amazing. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you guys never ever miss a post, and I'll see you guys for the next Hunter x Hunter video. So until then, see ya.